Forget what you think you know about royal scandals. This isn't about tabloid headlines or paparazzi photos. This is about something far more dangerous and far more elegant. This is about whispers that have teeth. Picture this: a velvet dark London night. Big Ben tolls midnight. In a private office beneath gilded cornices, a red folder hits a polished desk with the sound of a verdict. Across the ocean, in Montecito, a phone lights up on a marble nightstand. What you're about to hear is the story of how the world's oldest monarchy dismantled a Hollywood duchess without ever raising its voice. Let's stop pretending the palace is just a family. It's a living, breathing intelligence apparatus. Older than MI6, smoother than a Bond martini, and twice as lethal. Every footman, every lady-in-waiting, every private secretary's intern is bred on a diet of silence and loyalty. They sign non-disclosure agreements thicker than the Bible. They swear loyalty oaths that make the CIA look like summer camp. So when one of them, not a disgruntled temp, but a knight commander of the Royal Victorian Order, the literal keeper of royal secrets, leans into a private dinner at White's Club and murmurs, "Meghan Markle is the most destructive royal in the institution's history. Full stop." That isn't gossip. That's a fatwa wrapped in a linen napkin and garnished with a lemon twist. And here's the kicker: it was recorded. Not by some tabloid hack hiding in a coat closet, but by a peer, a duke, no less, who keeps a burner phone for exactly these moments. The palace's PR machine has a nickname among insiders: the Velvet Guillotine. It operates from a shadowy unit inside Buckingham's actual 17th century war room. Yes, the one with maps of Napoleonic campaigns still hanging on the walls. Here's how they engineered this week's thermonuclear strike. First, the seed drop. The phrase "most destructive royal ever" was tested in 3 focus groups: Eton boys, Cotswolds housewives, and TikTok royalists, before being greenlit. The data came back. It sounds historical, not petty. Translation: it sticks. Then, the ripple effect. Within 48 hours, 12 former palace aides were pre-briefed to drop corroborating anecdotes to friendly journalists. Each story was micro-targeted. The Daily Mail gets the bullying staff angle. The Times gets the security breaches angle. The Mirror gets the tears in the pantry angle. Finally, the visual counter-narrative. While Meghan filmed her tear-stained response, Kate was helicoptered into a hospice in Norfolk, wearing a 79-pound Zara blazer that sold out in 7 minutes. The shot list was storyboarded by the palace's in-house photographer, who previously captured Diana's lonely Taj Mahal moment to evoke 1992. The message was crystal clear: real royals serve, pretenders perform. When Meghan arrived at the palace, the fairy tale script was polished and waiting.
She didn't follow it.
She annotated it. Training binders, protocols, antiquated hierarchies. In California, leaders rewrite the rules. In London, they deal the same cards for centuries. The clash wasn't just cultural. It was architectural. Protocol demanded deference to the machine. Meghan wanted to rewire the machine. The palace wanted discretion. She wanted impact. They speak in signals. She speaks in statements. It was like watching American hustle meet Anglican hardware. And something had to give. Meghan's team, sunshine sacks until they ghosted her, plus a rogue squad of LA crisis managers, had been running Operation Phoenix since January. The plan was to relaunch her as the Duchess of Impact. A TED Talk on digital empathy. A Vogue cover shot by Annie Leibovitz. A Spotify podcast with Michelle Obama. But there was a fatal flaw in their strategy. They underestimated the palace's archival power. See, the monarchy doesn't just leak. They open the vaults. And this week, they did. A 2018 email chain from Meghan's early days was mysteriously unearthed. Private jets. Specific demands. Staff complaints. Michelle Obama's team pulled out of the podcast, citing scheduling conflicts, which is Hollywood code for "we're not touching this dumpster fire." People imagine the palace leaks like a broken tap.
Wrong.
It's an exquisite irrigation system. Off-the-record lunches where a single raised eyebrow says more than a paragraph ever could. A no comment that feels suspiciously like go right ahead. A drip schedule One morsel Monday, a corroborating whisper on Thursday, a friend of a friend footnote by Sunday. By the time the line reaches print, it's a hymn everyone knows by heart. Staffers don't gossip, they calibrate, and their silence sings louder than any statement. Here's the palace's quiet victory. They control the framing so efficiently that every move becomes proof of the frame. Speak, and you're dramatic. Stay silent, and you're scheming. Smile, and you're insincere. Frown, and you're ungrateful. Every time Meghan speaks, critics say she's self-involved. Every time she's silent, detractors say she's calculating. When Harry defends her, he's branded hypersensitive. When he doesn't, he's called indifferent. It's a masterclass in institutional warfare. This is really a story about two completely different approaches to narrative control. Meghan's side, big swings. Oprah confessionals. Glossy documentaries. Spotlight speeches. Artfully styled vulnerability. The American approach. If they won't tell your story, build your own studio and tell it yourself. The palace's side. Never complain, never explain. Except when they totally do, through friends, allies, and obligingly discreet journalists. The power of optics, a ribbon cut here, a hand held there, a smile that says we serve, while the narrative arranges itself like silver on a long table. One plays the highlight reel with lights and lenses. The other plays the long game with tradition and time. Let's talk about the numbers nobody likes to say out loud. The Sussexes' charitable project struggled to land because controversy outruns quiet work. The palace's charitable work glows because quiet work outruns controversy. Meghan's challenge. The platform she built on rupture now needs restoration. But restoration doesn't trend. Meanwhile, friends are cautious. Not because they don't care, but because brands hate feuds. In Hollywood, the loneliest feeling is having a full contact list that suddenly replies, "Let's circle back next quarter." Montecito's strategy. Lead with feeling. Package with premium visuals. Land a big interview. Own the narrative. Problem. The audience is saturated. The revelations are no longer revelations. Without new plot, the plot turns on you. Palace playbook. Stall. Outlast. Offer a counter-image, never a counterquote. Feed the whisper network crumbs, never loaves. Repeat until the story hardens. Then set it in a museum. The recording that started this whole affair? It's already doing the rounds in an encrypted WhatsApp group titled The Garter and the Guillotine, which includes 3 former cabinet ministers, 2 ex-spooks, 1 Oscar-winning director courting Netflix, and a Saudi princess who loves drama more than oil money. Just when the Sussex storyline heats up, new Kate photos land. Hospital visits. A garden in bloom. Sleeves rolled up. It's not an accident. It's editing. One narrative says institution cold, couple warm. The other replies wordlessly, service is warmth. The rest is performance. You can't fight a photo of a future queen hugging a child with a voiceover. Not because it's fair, because it's effective. Everyone saw the fairy tale wedding glow. Everyone saw the Oprah interview set the sky on fire. Everyone saw the Netflix series cast Buckingham as a frostbitten bureaucracy. But what the whisper claims, the public fireworks were just the decoys. The real detonation, they say, happened in private. Trust rooms crumpling under the weight of who leaked what to whom and when. Staff turnover framed not as attrition, but as alarm bells. A tug-of-war over the rulebook. Break it to modernize or keep it to survive. The allegation, as told by insiders who never name themselves, she didn't just bend the rules. She dared the institution to stop her. And the institution never blinks. Here's the monarchy's oldest trick. They weaponize absence. No counterstatement. No press conference. No messy sparring. Just silence, then a photograph of duty. A hospital ward, a hospice, a school visit beneath soft morning light. The story that survives is the one that behaves better. The message is quiet and terrifying. We don't need to shout. We can let you shout. Then we pose with a child and a daffodil, and the public writes the ending for us. In the US, celebrity truths are assets. In the UK, royal truths are sacrilege. The Sussexes tried to sell a California product in a West